Oh my, graphic design is my passion. Look at this. All right.
I'm so good at graphic design. This is me on my quest of touching grass. Because lately I've been a lot of VR and working on VR. So this summer I actually went ahead and tried to reconnect with the real world. So yeah, I did a bit of walking around in France. So yeah, that's my country. Hi, with the accent, very much. And yeah, I took pictures, and a lot of those pictures that I took was actually with my brand new phone, and also thinking of all the thing that we learned with the photographic club. So beforehand, I would never take a picture, let alone outside. And because this summer I was like outside, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that. As always, because it's been multiple months now, I didn't retouch the pictures. That's basically what I do often. I prefer to keep the picture as they are, so no photoshopping, not anything. So anyway, what I did during my summer vacation is we went how do you call it? Shadow camping. So basically, you take a car, you put like a mattress in there, and you sleep in the car, and that was pretty sick because in the morning we were able to actually like have like good ass sightseeing, like waking up. Of course, since it was like the goal was to touch grass, I did touch some of it, but we were mostly like sightseeing that region of France that is the volcanic part. So there's like in the middle of the country, there's like a lot of volcanoes that are like extinguished, of course. And so yeah, it kind of like a good place to go if you want like to hike around. You can see some pretty cool like sediment formation. There's also like some cool ass basalt formation, and a lot of villages around those that were building using those basalt formation as like building blocks for middle-age buildings. Next up, because it was kind of a road trip, we went like to Rocamadour, which is a pretty well-known city in France, very touristic, but there was no one because COVID. So that was great. We also went to Saint-Émilion, which is a wine village. It's a very well-known village in France. And whenever you go there, and I'm not a wine drinker, you gotta bring you gotta bring back wine to your parents. So it's pretty chill because we went there very early in the morning because we actually slept there in the car in the parking lot, and there was no one in the morning. This was filled on the afternoon, like 2 hours later. So it was like kind of a good occasion to actually see that part of France. Because, I mean, I'm not a big wine drinker, but something that you gotta understand about French people is that it's a lot about wine. There's always wine. So much wine. Non-stop wine. And so, yeah, that's kind of like the idea of this part of the trip. After that, we went back to La Rochelle, which is a port city. A very like medieval, you see the two tower, and it's just like it's a big port that you get in, and nowadays it is a lot of rich people live there, but back in the day it was a very art. It was very just you get it. I was actually invited to a rooftop thingy. So it was pretty chill. We were just chilling on that rooftop, and as French goes, a lot of drinking. And so the night came up a bit like fuzzy, but I think I've witnessed the most French thing you could ever see, which is basically a club in a wine cellar. It's insane. After that, we went a bit of like urban like exploring, so cool as graffitis. Also very much urbexy as well. Some even more graffiti. And after that, I came back to my own region. So as you can tell, this is a very maritime region. And I mean, it was just like basically walking around there. And it is a region where the Druid legend comes in. I mean, you can see with those type of trees, there's actual people who gather around and do some cool thing. It's a very tumultuous sea, and we could see like a lot of wreckage here and there. It's pretty cool, I thought. And then I came back to my own city after a lot of exploring, and I was like, you know what? Might as well show you guys what my city kind of looks like. So here we are. Welcome to Rennes, which has a big city place. This is an opera, and also a lot of back streets from the Middle Age once again, with very old buildings, as you can see here. It's actually from the 14th century, I think. Some of these buildings were reused. This is an abbey that was repurposed as a museum. Some were not. This is an actual cathedral that is still used as a cathedral. It is a very young city with a lot of people who are very political, I could say. We French people, right? We strike, we do stuff. And it's just generally a pretty chill city to walk around. And that's where I live. Thank you very much. I touched grass.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
Once again, no photoshopping. I don't know if you guys want to go like
Yes,
back
no
through everything.
photoshopping at all.
Nope, that's just me.
Yeah, no
All
Photoshop.
natural. All
All
natural.
natural.
I was almost in the point of disbelief, like, man, the way you Photoshop yourself in there. And then I
Nope.
remembered, no, you didn't Photoshop this. This is all just straight up photos.
Yeah, no, it's just hey, that's actual shadows. But yeah,
Wow.
I don't know if you guys want to go back through everything. It was like 40 pictures, so it's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's. This was an awesome project. I will say, it's like, even though all the pictures were naturally taken and no Photoshop, but let's say if we were theoretically speaking, if you Photoshopped yourself into this, right? The concept of putting yourself out there on this awesome adventure of like going like car or van camping and just going around your region, like, to see the sights and just enjoy life, and like the crossover of VR and real life, but more so focused on real life. It's like there's a lot to say in that, because honestly, it's like, because we recognize, or at least, well, I can't say like everyone recognizes it, but like I would say most of the social VR chat players that spend a lot of time in VR. When people joke about, say, oh yeah, go touch grass for once or something, it's like, hopefully no one takes offense to that, but it's like it's a reminder that there has to be that balance of, maintaining your life in VR and in IRL, just like this. Because there's so much to see out there, honestly, and just like how there's so much to see in VR. There's a lot to see in VR, but there's also a lot to see in real life. So to share everything that you've traveled through and to like actually explain the areas you've been through, that kind of shows enough. Like you went beyond just touching grass. Like you went to these places and you actually took in the sights, the sounds, and the history, and like the locale of these places and how life is there. It's like it's a really simple thing. Like it kind of sounds like I'm just kind of like buttering up, like, oh wow, this is like amazing. But no, this is a really cool project. Again, like
I really
because again,
enjoyed doing it.
your quest to touch grass, and I'll say you went above and beyond touching grass. Like this is beyond that. So this is fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, theoretically, if these were theoretically photoshopped,
Yeah.
I think you did a fantastic job in recognizing where light sources are and just examining like the direction of shadows, and then you try to mimic it. And the way that you even like put some like subtle shading on yourself to kind of like this one, you could see like I can tell you put some shading like more on the limbs, to kind of dim you down to show like you're in that shadow of that building. Like all of that just makes it so much more cohesive. It's like you could have easily just like, oh, well, take a picture of myself in VR, just cut myself out and then call it a day. But not like look at like this shot right here. This one I actually noticed a lot. Like the top part from your head, maybe about to your shoulders, that's where the light is hitting, and then from the down and from that part going down, you put that in shadow because you can see that shadow kind of like right there, and you're kind of guesstimating the light. All this attention to detail is it's fantastic.
Natural because it's just
That's
like
great.
I'm almost in every
Oh, I
picture.
didn't even see you in this picture.
I'm almost in every pictures. There's like a few pictures.
Man.
It's really hard to see me, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, light sources are great in real life. That's what I'm gonna say. And this was just captured with a phone, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the picture qualities are really good for this phone.
What phone you got?
Nice.
Zenfone 8 or something.
Ooh,
It's not a
Zenfone.
Pixel. It's an Asus thingy.
it's
I didn't want
Asus.
like a big
Yes.
one. Yeah, it's like the
I
smallest
used to
factor
rock
that you can get.
the Zenfone 2 or 3 years back.
Ooh.
I haven't been back on that line, so.
I mean, I needed a new phone.
Asus, me.
Because I didn't buy a phone
Nice.
up until like 2010, 2008 or something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't
This
know.
is
It
great,
was
though.
pretty funny to just go around. See, I'm here as well. I forgot I put myself here. Most in every picture is fucking dumb. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
so
that
cool. I love it.
the funniest one is this one. For me. There you go.
Oh, you're in. Wait, what? Are you in this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see him.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even realize that. All right, let me scoop back. Oh,
So
gosh.
yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, basically what to take from it, don't go to Paris, go outside of it if you ever go to France, because Paris sucks. Alright, that's all for me.
Noted.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll visit those
What-
exact spots and take pictures of myself just like this.
Good luck on finding those.